Nothing says afterthought more than putting the FA Cup 5th round in the midweek, does it? It's like having a big middle finger up to sides like Boreham Wood. But hey ho, here we are. We are here to do some predictions. Get ready to hear me say, I don't know what side they're going to play. Hey, come on. I haven't even started yet. Take that off the count. We're doing a counter? I guess we're doing a counter. Well, get ready to hear me saying that a lot, because it's time. Some predictions. We start with Peterborough United versus Manchester City. The Posh are up against it, aren't they? They're up against it for a fight for survival in the Championship. They've lost Darren Ferguson as manager. Don't worry, he'll be back again at some point. He loves to leave for a few months and then come back to Peterborough. But you have to think this, it's a nice little distraction for them, isn't it? It's a nice distraction away from the chore of fighting a relegation dogfight. And if they can get anything out of this one, maybe it will galvanise them for the rest of the season. I know that's a big book of cliches I've just opened, but here is another one. And get ready to rock up that counter, because I have no idea what side Manchester City are going to play. Pep usually plays pretty strong sides. He's got a pretty strong squad to pick from, hasn't he? So let's be fair, no matter what 11 he picks, they're going to be darn good. But do expect to see a stronger side than maybe you might think, especially as the fact of still got quite a few days rest after this before the weekend. They don't really have to worry too much about the Champions League. They're pretty much done and dusted in that tie. So you would expect Man City to control this game and win it quite comfortably. Unfortunately, Peterborough, you do go out at this stage. You probably know that already. I'm going to go for Posh 0, Man City 3. Crystal Palace versus Stoke City is next up, and I can honestly say I have no idea what side Patrick Viera is going to play. I expect he'll play the big names. They haven't got much to fight for in the league now. They're pretty much safe. So the FA Cup is a great opportunity for Viera to go deep, get his side, a couple of rounds away from having a nice Wembley semi-final place. So why not just go for it? You've got a nice home tie against the Championship club. Expect to see the likes of Zaha playing, expect to see Elise playing, Gallagher. There's no real reason to drop them. So I do expect Palace to play a strong lineup here. I have no idea what side Stoke are going to play, because I don't know much about Stoke. The Potters are doing quite well though. This is the best chance they've had to get back into the Premier League, I think, since they dropped out. They never really seemed to make that much. So they seem to be a plodding mid-table Championship side. But they've got aspirations of getting into the playoffs this time around. But it should be tight, because Stoke won't never make it easy, do they? The cliches about Stoke City. But I think Palace will win it. I know the giant killing boo boys are out in fashion, but I think the Premiership side will go through. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Palace win. Middlesborough versus Tottenham Hotspur is next. You're my heroes, Boro. You're my heroes. You did it. You knocked out Man United. You did what I asked you to do in the last round of predictions. Chrissy Wilder, bit of Oxford United spirit still runs in your veins, I can see. Borough pushing for the playoffs in the Championship had a bit of a horrible result against Barnsley at the weekend. Now, I want to put that one right. This isn't going to be an easy game for Spurs, but all the eggs in the trophy basket are in the FA Cup for Tottenham. Although I have no idea what team either manager is going to play, so you can put 2 on the tracker for that one. You have to think Conte's going to go big here, and there's no reason to rest any of the players, as I said, like for the likes of Palace as well. Yes, Spurs can still get Champions League, but they really want to. Conte wants to win trophies. Conte wants to win things. Spurs need to win things. So they have to play a really strong side here, and they were great. They were great against Leeds, although Leeds didn't put up much resistance. It was like the resistance of a soaking wet piece of paper at times against that Tottenham front line. And I expect Borough to be a sterner test defensively. Let's be honest, Borough were a bit lucky against Man United, but you need that luck, and they rode it, and it was a great win. And why not? Why not dare to dream? Middlesbrough to win again. Middlesbrough to go through. It ends in tears for Conte. Conte scurries back to Italy. Kane gets sold. Spurs get knocked down. Middlesbrough go through on penalties after a 1-1 draw. Luton Town versus Chelsea is next up. Luton, again, another Championship side that are pushing for the playoffs. My God, if Luton got into the Premier League, that would make me cry just a little bit. And there's nothing against Luton, nothing against their fans, but it reminds me not so long ago we were both playing in the National League and now you've gone, and we were laughing at you because we got promoted before you, and now you've gone and stormed, well, on the verge of getting into a championship playoff to get into the Premier League. Oh, that would make me cry. Please don't make that happen. So, Luton against Chelsea, Tuchel, they just come off the back of that Carabao Cup loss. It was a tight game, went all the way to penalties. Chelsea should have won it, really, in normal time. Mount missed a couple of sitters. Tuchel will play a strong side here, no doubt. Although I do have no idea which side they're going to play. But Tuchel will play a strong side in this one, I would imagine. And it has to be Chelsea. It has to be Chelsea, please. Come through. We've had one giant killing yesterday with Boro. I can't fathom the Luton giant killing here. Luton 0, Chelsea 2. Southampton versus West Ham United, the first of our all Premiership ties. Both, well, really, not really both sides in great form. Saints are in cracking form, especially at home. Really good win over Norwich. They played with their food a little bit, but got the job done. But West Ham also had a gritty win over Wolves. There's no other win you can have against Wolves other than gritty. And again, there's no reason for both managers to rest any players for this one. You've got to be going for it. I'd say maybe West Ham might rest more players than Saints just because they've got a bit more of a fixture pile-up with the Europa League. But I would imagine two strong sides. It's two great opportunities for these sides to get to Wembley, get to those semi-finals, and you never know from there. So wouldn't understand why they wouldn't just go for it, especially Saints, because they're not going to get into Europe. West Ham are at least challenging for Champions League places, whereas Saints have really got nothing more to play for. And I think Southampton will go through. I've been backing Southampton well lately, and I think Saints will get the job done here. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win for Southampton after extra time. Liverpool versus Norwich City. This game was played recently in the Premiership, and Norwich took the lead, but then Liverpool came back and won very easily, and it was a case of Liverpool missing a host of chances. Carabao Cup winners Liverpool, after just edging Chelsea in that penalty shootout, where it seemed no one was going to miss. And this could be one. I've no idea what side Klopp's going to play. He really could ring the changes here. They do, obviously they're still right in the title race with City. Their game with Inter Milan is kind of done, but not completely done. So I think this one could be one where Klopp rests a few players. Norwich might also rest players as well. I mean, I don't know. Dean Smith, there isn't much glory these days, and it's horrible to say, but there isn't much glory in going through in the FA Cup but getting relegated. We've seen sides we've seen managers not really risk that in the past as well. But look, for fans' point of view, winning and getting to an FA Cup final is amazing, and that, you listen to any Birmingham City fans or Wigan fans, they wouldn't swap those days and those wins at Wembley for anything. But managers can't think like that, because a good FA Cup run, you have a bad run in the league, you're still going to get fired at the end of that. So you can see why they prioritise league position and Liverpool, isn't it? No matter who they play, they're going to beat Norwich. Sorry, Norwich. 3-0 Liverpool. Everton versus Boreham Wood, and this is the big middle finger, isn't it, up to Boreham Wood. Well done. You got to the FA Cup 5th round. Part-time club. Fantastic work. What's your reward? You get Everton. Oh, that's amazing. Our fans are going to love it. Great day trip at the weekend. Oh, no, wait. No, sorry. That's on a Thursday night. The distance between Boreham Wood to Everton. Such a shame that they're not going to be able to take they're only going to take a fraction of the fans that they normally would if it was a weekend one. I do know that the way the scheduling is now, you have to kind of put one of the rounds in midweek. It just seems like a bit of a shame. Everton are not reborn, but they're looking like they're playing with more purpose under Lampard. Those players do look like they're a bit freer. They're playing with a lot more energy. We're seeing hopefully we can see the likes of Dele Alli have a bit of resurgence. It looks like Donny van der Beek is certainly playing better as well. And so you would imagine that the results will come in the league. And I think Lampard will definitely try and use his FA Cup tie to get some momentum into his side. I think although I have no idea, I think he'll play a strong side. Boreham Wood, This is your cup final, really, isn't it? You've done amazingly well to get here. Tyrone Marsh flying the flag for OUFC. But this is the end of the road for you. Well, brilliant to get here. I hope the money that you got from this is used and you cover any costs for the years to come, and so you can move forward. But Everton to go through, nice draw for Everton, and a nice 3-0 win for the Toffees. And we finished this round up on Monday with Nottingham Forest versus Huddersfield Town, two championship clubs. Both of them are having good seasons in and around the playoff mix. It's probably more of a surprise that Huddersfield are up there than Nottingham Forest. So they're both doing really well. I know Mark Cooper has really rejuvenated Forest, and typified by the two giant killings they've had in the FA Cup, knocking out the second best team in England. Best team is Oxford, by the way. In Arsenal, and then knocking out the holders Leicester City. Huddersfield have done some giant killing as well, knocking out Burnley. And they did have the easier tie in the fourth round where they played Barnsley. Although a bit of a Yorkshire derby, so never quite easy. But this one should be good. This one should be tight. I'm going to back the Terriers in this one. Sorry, Forest fans. Probably most people would probably prefer Forest to go through. But it's all about Josh Ruffles, isn't it? And don't say my predictions are crazy. Don't say my predictions are not on anything else other than pure bias. The name of the channel, for God's sake. How can I go against Huddersfield, where Mr. Oxford United plays for them in Josh Ruffles? It worked last time. It's going to work this time. Josh Ruffles for the win in a 2-1 Huddersfield Town victory. There's your fifth round. There's your fifth round in the books, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button. If you like the content on the channel, hit the subscribe button as well, and leave your comments down below. Not just predictions. Give me something funny and witty, and I might just read it. But other than that, there's not much more for me to say. Just thanks for watching once again, and I'll see you soon.